innocent or guilty, criminal or citizen, that could get them anytime for any crime. Say, look, if it say, sir, did you see such and such and such, do such and such and such? Oh, wait a minute, only time. The only time.
Only one place in the federal guidelines where you can have 10 machine and get 1 year of community service and 1 year incarceration.
See what I'm saying? But they talking about, they try to use that I need to order protection, but why it feels like I'm the out here then? If I needed protection, you needed protection. And your protection gone.
You already know 50 Cent has never been one to hold his tongue, and once again, he jumped right into the chaos, this time turning his attention directly toward T.I. Listen to this. The tension kicked off after 50 slid onto Instagram and flat out labeled Tip a Hollywood mutt. And girl, you know he knew that would light a match.
To everyone listening to it, is an awesome song. Listen carefully. Actually, you don't have to even listen that carefully. Yeah. There's a line in there directed at another rapper in the game.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
What line? What rapper is on?
It was a line that has you questioning that you have, is it true you have the best lawyers in the game?
I feel like I do.
Okay.
That was great.
And you asked them a question that if you got caught with 10 weapons in your car, you would have seen 10 years, maybe 9.
What makes you feel like there's a line to a rapper?
Yeah. It just seemed to be very coincidental with the timing of things that are going on.
And then he took it a step further, basically questioning whether the Atlanta legend had drifted too far from the soil that made him. Hold up. According to 50, Tip wasn't that same hustler turned rap heavyweight who once carried the South on his shoulders and stamped his influence across the culture. Now, in the 50's eyes, he was more locked in on movie roles, red carpet moments, and comedy spots than bars and street credibility. And to 50, that evolution wasn't growth, it was betrayal, a sign that T.I. had stepped away from the very backbone of hip-hop, authenticity.
Life, you see a snitch, slap him when you see him, knock his nose off. So the next time I'm out, instead of asking for a picture like a little hoe ass, come on, knock my nose out if you think I'm a snitch. Come on, quit smiling in my face trying to get in my section. Don't play with me. Think you're talking to. Play with your name. King never gave no information to get anybody in no but now time with no police. If I am working with a police, it'll be to get him to shoot. What you talking about?
They want to try, look, even for me personally, my character, they would try to attack my character. They'll say he a rat or he just a snap.
Yeah.
All you gotta do is ask him who I told on.
Paperwork.
I ain't never told on no in my life.
Yeah.
In the Prem situation, look at this case. It'll tell you who told on.
Right.
My name ain't in that case.
Fans instantly picked sides, and the timeline turned into a battlefield. Some people swore 50 was just calling out a rapper they felt was chasing Hollywood validation, while others said he was manufacturing drama strictly for clout, because let's be real, he knows how to trend. But he didn't just throw shade and walk away. He started digging, pulling up T.I.'s past and breathing life back into those old allegations that he had allegedly cooperated with law enforcement. Those rumors have been floating around since the late 2000s, all connected to that infamous 2007 Crime Stoppers PSA T.I. did that never fully stopped haunting him.
How you feel when them New York and shit like 50 and all them niggas be trying to do all of those?
I'ma tell you something. When you're fighting a man with no arms, expect to get kicked.
Hey, what's happening, y'all? Some people call me Tip, but this is about another kind of tip that can help our mothers, our sisters, our brothers, and our fathers help get the perpetrators who commit crimes against them off the streets. All you gotta do is call Crime Stoppers Atlanta. Tips can be anonymous, and there's even a reward. The number to Crime Stoppers Atlanta is 404-577-8477. That's 404-577-TIPS. Channel 2, Community.
And 50 made sure those rumors never faded, clowning him non-stop and even reposting that clip of Tip telling folks to call in and report crimes. Listen to this. For T.I., this wasn't just industry shade or playful rap beef. It hit different. It was a straight shot at his credibility in a culture where loyalty to the streets is currency and your name is everything. Now hold up. The tension between them didn't just pop up overnight. There was a time when 50 and T.I. were actually solid. They linked up on records, showed mutual respect, and both were expanding their brands outside of rap. But everything changed when T.I. got wrapped up in that serious federal gun case back in 2007. And from there, the energy was never the same.
Second, I don't want to do it injustice.
You use real life situations to create something that's entertaining without being specific. That's entertainment to me. Like if I had an issue, when have you known me to be indirect with an issue?
Oh, you're pretty direct.
Right, so if I had a problem with any artist, trust me, they would know. You see what I'm saying? When I take it and I write that, it's because a lot of people think that. Yeah. And they're not saying it because they're cowardly people. You see what I'm saying? So when you write it and you put it there and you leave it and say, watch, let me watch and see what happens. And there's so much controversy around it, you didn't say anything. Then you go, see, they think that. They just won't say it to him because they're a bunch of
That PSA definitely didn't help his case either. Watching T.I. on camera urging people to cooperate with police, he had a lot of folks side-eyeing him and whispering snitch under their breath. And you already know 50 Cent wasn't about to let that slide. He locked that narrative in with slick wordplay on G-Unit's "You So Tough," hinting heavily that somebody cut a deal to avoid serious time without ever saying Tip's name. But come on, fans connected the dots instantly. The insinuation landed hard and clung to T.I.'s image like superglue. For years after that, anytime 50 wanted to clown somebody for being suspect, that Crime Stoppers clip was sitting on standby, ready to be reposted. Now here's where it gets wild. Tip didn't just sit back and take the punches. He fired right back and challenged 50 to a 20-song versus battle, on 50's birthday no less, basically saying, if you think you got dirt on me, let's go hit for hit and see whose catalog really talks. But 50, being 50, swerved the music smoke and doubled down on the snitch talk instead. Every time the topic of snitching trended, especially during the Tekashi 6ix9ine headlines, he somehow found a way to circle it back to that old T.I. PSA and spark the loyalty debate all over again. Tip clapped back, calling the allegations cute but weak, and flipped it by accusing 50 of deflecting from his own skeletons. He even took shots at 50's legacy, saying the Queens rapper had one classic album and a whole lot of misses after that. Girl, the disrespect was loud. Instead of cooling off though, that energy just poured gasoline on everything. Interviews, lives, podcasts, every move became a public chess play, turning their beef into a full-blown rap soap opera. And fans kept asking the same thing. Is 50 exposing something real, or is this elite-level trolling from hip-hop's biggest instigator? Tip made it clear he wasn't letting his name get dragged without a response. After 50 revived the PSA again, T.I. jumped on live with comedian K-Dub Walker and later hit the Big Facts podcast, flat out saying he never gave law enforcement information on anybody under any circumstances. According to him, that PSA was a court-ordered PR move cooked up by his lawyers while he was staring down decades in federal prison. But let's be honest, perception in hip-hop is everything. Once that label sticks, it's almost impossible to scrub off, and 50 knew exactly how to weaponize that, posting, laughing, and telling fans the math just wasn't mathing. Because think about it, most people caught with military-style weapons aren't walking away with a year in community service. Fans echoed that sentiment, saying one illegal firearm can mean a decade, so how do you skate with 30-plus weapons tied to your case? Those questions were enough for 50 to keep poking. He even threw out that T.I. supposedly lost the role of Davis McLean on Power because of their tension, though Tip denied that too. That's the 50 formula. Throw dirt in a way that lingers, true or not. Still, Tip tried to flip every jab into momentum. He kept pushing that versus showdown, turning insults into promo, and daring 50 to step in the booth instead of hiding behind old headlines. He attacked 50's catalog, calling Get Rich or Die Trying the only undeniable classic, and dismissing the rest as forgettable. Hold up, that's a bold claim. And honestly, that's where it got interesting. While 50 was dragging up the past, T.I. was questioning his present, saying 50 hadn't been musically hot in years. That approach stopped Tip from looking cornered. He wasn't just defending, he was swinging back. But 50 wouldn't budge. He kept hammering the idea that T.I.'s credibility was permanently stained. Then another spark hit. After the tragic death of Chicago rapper King Von in November 2020, T.I. posted telling outsiders not to bring violence to Atlanta, basically saying handle your beef in your own city. He probably thought he was promoting peace, but the timing? Oof. Von's family and fans were grieving, and his words came off cold to some, like he was distancing Atlanta instead of showing solidarity. Von's sister Kay blasted him publicly, and 50 wasted no time reposting her comments and telling Tip to chill. At 50, it was just more proof that Tip had a habit of talking out of turn. To fans, it added another messy layer to a feud already stacked with history. At this point, it wasn't just about legal rumors. It was about optics, timing, and legacy, because that's what this really is. Two heavyweights fighting over how history will remember them. 50 built a multimedia empire off music, business, and television. T.I. helped push Southern Trap into the mainstream and carved out his own lane as the king of the South. So when 50 questions T.I.'s authenticity, it's not just shade, it's a direct shot at his legacy. It's not just talk, it's a direct challenge to everything he claims to stand on. And when T.I. fires back by clowning 50 Cent's career, what he's really saying is, you're not the giant you think you are anymore. This is pride versus pride, ego versus ego, and the fans, we're stuck in the middle watching it unfold in real time. Some fans roll with 50, arguing he's just saying out loud what people have whispered about Tip for years. Others defend T.I., claiming 50's got his own skeletons and just distracts by throwing rocks first. The truth? It probably lives somewhere in the gray. But one thing is obvious, neither man is built to bow out. Every time it feels like the smoke might clear, something else pops off. An old clip resurfaces, a podcast soundbite starts trending, a slick Instagram post kicks off another round. It almost feels like peace was never the goal, because let's be honest, while they clown each other publicly, they both understand controversy keeps their names circulating in an industry that moves fast. What really fuels this 50 and T.I. saga is how neither one lets the other walk away untouched. Every time Tip tries to clarify his name, 50 finds a way to press the bruise again. Like when T.I. flat out said he never snitched, never testified, never handed over information about anybody. 50 didn't even debate the specifics, he just reposted that Crime Stoppers PSA, knowing the visual alone would keep doubt alive. That's classic 50. He doesn't argue case law, he plants a seed and lets the internet water it. Meanwhile, T.I. goes into explanation mode. Interviews, Instagram lives, podcasts, insisting the situation was misunderstood. According to him, it wasn't cooperation, it was compliance with court obligations to avoid a harsher sentence. But here's the hard truth. Hip-hop does not play about snitch allegations. Even without paperwork, the suspicion alone can stain your name permanently. And 50 knows that pressure point better than anyone. That's why he keeps leaning on it. To him, it's the perfect leverage, keeping Tip on defense while reminding the culture he's still the king of calculated beef. At the same time, this back and forth exposes something deeper about hip-hop itself. Authenticity has always been the real currency. You can have platinum plaques, acting roles, business ventures, but if the streets think you broke the code, none of that matters. That's why that Crime Stoppers PSA still carries weight almost 2 decades later. It became bigger than a legal moment. It turned into a symbol of how quickly your image can flip. Fans look at other rappers who took 10 years or more on serious charges and then look at T.I.'s sentence like it was sleight of hand. Maybe it was an elite legal strategy. Maybe it was something else. But perception in the streets never felt settled. On the flip side, critics say 50 isn't exactly spotless either. Some even flip the script and question his own past dealings, suggesting he's throwing stones from a glass house. And that's what makes this so compelling. Both men carry power, both have influence, both have chapters that they probably wouldn't want fully dissected. So where does that leave us? Right in the center of a feud driven as much by optics as by facts. T.I. keeps pushing for a versus battle, saying let the music decide. 50 keeps sidestepping the stage, knowing sometimes the spectacle hits harder than the showdown. Every time that PSA resurfaces, every time Tip responds, every time fans argue over who's solid and who's suspect, the narrative grows. And maybe that's intentional. In an era where beef sells almost as well as albums, both of them gain something from keeping the tension alive. 50 reinforces his image as hip-hop's most ruthless instigator. T.I. proves he won't fold no matter how many times his past gets dragged back into the light. Whether you believe Tip violated the code or think he's trapped in a never-ending smear campaign, one thing is undeniable. This feud isn't fading anytime soon. It's hip-hop history playing out in public, two veterans clashing over pride, perception, and how they'll be remembered. Because at the end of the day, this isn't just about bars, it's about legacy. Now I've got to ask you, where do you stand? Is 50 exposing something real about T.I.'s past, or is he just being petty and recycling an old rumor for relevance? Was Tip's sentence proof of cooperation, or just high-powered lawyers doing what they're paid to do? And if they ever actually step onto that Versus stage, who walks away with it? The South's trap architect or the Queen strategist? Drop your thoughts below. Let's debate it. If you're rocking with this breakdown, make sure you subscribe, hit that like button, share this with your crew, and tap that bell so you don't miss the next deep dive. We've got more stories coming, and trust me, you won't want to miss what's next.